Welcome. This is the Drupal usability meeting for June 19th, 2026. I'm Benji Fisher moderating, and also here is Ralph Kohler sharing their screen. And go ahead, Ralph.
Thanks, Benji. We are revisiting issue number 3023777. Datetime range fields have confusing options for date type setting, and that is an issue we've looked at a few weeks ago. And you've, Benji, left a summary in comment number 23. And the person working on the issue, PC Harrod, um, implemented basically our changes, and we could take a brief look. I've already checked out the merge request, and as you can see here, you have the date type now, and you see for date and time, the date type, we have choose the type of date to create. Hmm? Oh, wait a second. Is that the wrong one? Oh, it's the daytime range. Oh, shoot. Uh, just to make sure, do I have the daytime range? Yeah, I have installed it. Then we need create a new field, daytime range. Range. I'll pay that. And yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the right one. We have here the date type, date and time, has the description stored as UTC, date and time values, example 2026 05 09 T19 44 00 to 2026 05 09 time 2044 00. And if you go to, for example, date only, it changes to stored as calendar dates only without time or time zone information. And if you go to all day, it changes to stored as full day range in the current user's time zone from midnight to 11:59 p.m. Example and so forth. So that's basically the change.
Okay, and that's pretty much what we asked for, right?
Yes. The only thing is probably, yeah, the wording of those descriptions we haven't in depth discussed back then, or provided a clear recommendation as far as I can remember. Go down here to 23, for example, stored as UTC timestamps.
Oh, and are those examples based on the current time? No, they're not.
No, they are basically fixed, not
Um,
flexible.
was there a comment on the issue on why not?
I've updated my code to reflect your feedback. You will find the new descriptions in the image below. I've modified the functionality so that the specific description appears only for the selected type, and I revised the wording to include examples. However, there is still a question regarding the examples. For now, I have stuck with the static examples. I wonder if it might be better to use dynamic examples, even though that would require more resources each time the form is generated.
So our job as the usability team is not to worry about resources. So I think from the usability point of view, it would be really good to use the current time. I think that's a common pattern in other systems. And sort of stepping outside my role on the usability team, I actually think that it's micro efficiency. When you're rendering a form that's going to be filled out interactively, you don't have to worry about calls to the system clock or whatever to figure out the current time.
Yeah. But the only thing I wonder about if you are just using dynamic time and displaying the time in the time of the user's time zone, um, that might not be apparent to the user, and that way it might be potentially raise the question about the context, meaning what time zone is actually shown there.
Oh, oh, so this one is stored as a UTC date, so it should use the UTC time zone, which right now is what? It's
Uh,
1410. So I think
mm,
seeing the current date and the UTC time is an excellent clue
UTC.
that it's not using the current user's time zone. That's the point of that example.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Um, it's nice to have it implemented, and we were discussing whether to have, three bullets in the help text, one for each of them. And I think it works really well to have just one at a time. There's less clutter. Um,
But just let me test one brief detail. 1 second. Just unplugged my earplugs and
VoiceOver on Safari. Manage fields vertical line brush site install window field storage. These settings limited allowed number date and time date type stored as UTC date and time values. Example 2026-05-0.
are you able to hear the
yes,
announcement? Okay.
yes, and I also see it.
4:002 2026-05-09 T20:44:00. Pop-up button. Field storage. These settings apply to the range field everywhere it is used. Some also impact the way that data is stored and cannot be changed once data has been created. Date type date and time stored as UTC date and time value. Menu. 3 items checkmark date and time. Date only. Closing menu. Date only. Date type. Stored as UTC date and time values. Example 2026-05-09 T19:44:002 2026-05-09 T20:44:000. Dimmed pop-up button. Menu 3 all day. Closing menu. Heading level 1 range settings for article. Limited allowed number all day day type. Stored as a full day range in the current user's time zone. From all day day type. Stored as a full menu 3 item date only. Closing menu. Date only date type. Stored as a full day range in the current user's time zone from midnight to 11:59 p.m. Example. VoiceOver off.
Um, 1 second. I have to plug it in again. That is something I've tested before, and as you can hear and also see in the preview window for VoiceOver underneath, it's a bit of a hodgepodge, um, and not really announcing what is actually there when it's dynamically updating. The first one is okay, but from there on, it goes south. And also the state at one point was also incorrectly announced as dimmed, which means disabled, which it is not.
I
So
thought that was referring to the help text. Maybe, but maybe
n-
not.
no, it was basically referring to the select element.
Okay.
So I have to rewatch later in the video, but to me it looked off. Would be interesting to see how that merge request behaves in the context of JAWS or NVDA or Orca or any related screen reader. All things basically are announced. So and I'm also unsure what is causing that behavior. Is it wrong markup? Is it basically the fault of Drupal, or is it the fault of basically voiceover and a bug there?
Right. I can't help there. I don't know. Is it worth looking at the markup to see if you can figure out what's going
I'm
wrong?
not really a developer, so the odds are not. I'm only able to spot problems.
Okay, well then let's look at the things that we can give advice
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
So,
I just wanted to illustrate that this one could be a potential problem.
right.
But from a sighted user's perspective, you also think that basically having that dynamically updating description is a good thing, seeing it in action now.
I think I really like that. Um, s- so the help text, can we tighten that up a little bit?
Yeah, one
Stored
second.
as,
I'll open a text editor and copy it over.
or you could just paste it into the text area on the same page.
Yeah, but that way it gets getting lost in the
Okay.
worst case. So I prefer to have it in a external text editor. That is date only. Um, mm, all day. And the first is date and time. Um, okay. Okay.
So let's start at the top. Date and time stored as UTC date and time values. That seems pretty succinct.
Yeah.
Go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Does the word calendar add anything here, or can we get rid of it?
Yeah. It doesn't provide any additional help. 1 second. I'll as date. It has to be plural because you have two dates because we have a range. So it's dates.
Yes.
Stored as dates only without time or time zone. Um, I would even strike time zone here because in the Drupal admin interface at the moment, there is no way to set the time zone on that one. 1 second. Date only. save. And because if we go in here, you have no way to set any time zone here. Nor you have that option in the database schema. Every date that is entered gets, in air quotes, normalized onto UTC, onto the UTC time zone, as we've learned in one of the other issues we've discussed a few months ago.
Okay, so you want to strike the words or time zone?
Yeah. Something. Is the comma necessary here?
I think it's helpful.
Okay.
How about replacing the word without with two words with no?
No objection. Dot as dates only with no time, so with no time information.
Or do we need the word information?
Or should we use the same wording or term used on the other description and use value instead?
Uh, I guess plural values.
Value, yeah, values. But would that make sense?
I think so.
Um, and while already looking at the third one alongside in that context, because if we make things consistent, the third one is talking about stored in the current user's time zone. Is that because in the first it is referred to it's stored in UTC. In the second, in the initial example, time zones are mentioned, but no specific time zone in which the date. Also, that is irrelevant. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Okay, forget it. But comparing,
It's very different. You can't make them consistent.
yeah, yeah. No, but I'm just trying to be mindful about the expectations because isn't all day also stored in UTC?
Yes, and what I think would improve this is to take the phrase in the current user's time zone and move it to the end. From midnight to 11:59:59 p.m. in the current user's time zone. And I think I would keep the comma before the word from.
Um, but two questions. Would it make sense to basically add the in the current user's time zone to the first string as well? Because so you say it's stored in UTC in the current user's time zone.
No, because when you're storing it in UTC, it's not paying attention to the time zone. It's entered, it's stored as you see it. The the curious thing is that the what constitutes a full day range is customized. So you take midnight in your time zone to 11:59:59 in your time zone, and then you translate that into UTC.
Ah, another reminder why I hate time zones.
And yes, it's complicated, and that's why we need this long help text to explain it.
But the problem is that also for the all day um, field type, the time zone isn't stored in the database. It is just basically that timestamp.
And I think the example makes that clear.
But it's again the point that puzzled me, and back when I did some research, always the recommendation was to basically store the time zone a date is stored in is was stored, because otherwise when you basically retrieve it and try to make sense of basically the stored timestamps, it is troublesome to figure out basically what the actual intended target time was back then. And also if basically that user changes their location and their time zone, and some of those um, times have to be updated.
So, so now you're
But
suggesting changes to how it's actually stored in the database.
yeah, that's out of scope
In
for this issue. No,
right.
but that issue and basically the explanation what is stored and what is happening just reminds me to the potential confusions, and that also surfaced back then when we talked about the default. Where was it in the content type article? If you're in here and if you set the default time, um, where you're able to basically enter default times, and there is also an implicit time zone there, and many confusing details back then. But it just with those descriptions, you just describe some implicit assumptions or facts a user need to know, and that could be problematic in the interaction with the system, in particular on sites that have users across several different time zones. And that is what I'm a bit worried about.
Well, what information do you want to give at this point that's not already there? I don't quite see what you're suggesting.
Um, I think what the first the description standalone without the other two in mind is okay. Stored as a UTC date and time value, date and time values. That is okay. The user knows what is entered is getting stored. Or again,
So maybe we should add UTC to the all day description.
yeah, that was my thought. Because at the moment, my question is simply, I am in UTC +2,
Uh-huh.
and I'm entering 4 p.m. And the question is, what is stored then? Is it basic? Because the point is, what is happening? What is happening with that time I am entering? I'm entering 4 p.m. Is it then stored as 4 p.m.? Is it stored as 2 p.m.? Or that uncertainty is what I'm struggling with. And also, again, the point, yeah, with the all day is the question. I have a UTC +2, and that full day range in my time zone, so it's stored in 4 p.m., starting from 4 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the next day. Oh, no, 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 forget, sorry. Is it then from midnight to 11:59, and that is stored, or is then stored in the database from 10 p.m. to 9 p.m. 59:59 on the next day?
Right? It would be the second one. So forget the 1 second offset. From midnight to midnight in your time zone is 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. in UTC, and it's stored as that, as 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. So let's say before the comma in the all day description, stored as a full
Hmm.
day range in UTC, comma. Does that help?
Um, but I wonder, should there be for the first and the third also somehow the addition that the conversion is also happening? So if you're entering your time in your time zone, that is converted to UTC in the database and in air quotes normalized.
So I don't think we need to say that for the first one for date and time. When we say it's stored as UTC date and time, I think it's understood that whatever time you're using locally will be converted to UTC. And
Mm,
for the third
mm,
one, I think we do say that we're converting, and the example clarifies it. It's there's no way we can say it without confusion, but the example should be clear.
but one objection, if I am a naive user and I'm afraid to make any mistakes, and I know I am in UTC +2, and it says stored as UTC date and time values. So I would wonder, should I manually adjust that? And instead of entering 4 p.m., what my current time is in for UTC 2 plus, should I enter 2 p.m.? so that it's correctly stored, or is the system doing that conversion? That is my trouble. Not being specific what is happening automatic and what is not.
So this portion of the form is just describing the field storage. Um, and what you're asking is really a question
Oh,
about the widget that is used on the form.
oh,
And
good
it's
point.
it's the widget's job that converts um, from one time zone to another.
Good point. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That would be auto. Yeah. Okay. Good point. Okay. Well, okay. Stored as UTC data timeline. Stored as dates only with no time values, and stored as a full day range in UTC from midnight to 11 blah, in the current user's time zone. Yeah. Okay. I would be okay with the current three suggestions.
Okay. So text changes. Um, we do want dynamic examples. Um, and we have to look into the way it's announced.
Yeah. Oral interface.
So maybe we should add the tag for an accessibility review. Um, and then I'd like to see consistent help text for the date field, but I'm willing to have that done in a follow-up issue.
Consistent.
Help text.
What are you referring to? That one here?
Um, so
And you, oh, you mean to on here?
no, no. At the very beginning, when you started, you were looking at a date field instead of or a date time field rather than a date time range field.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And I think I'd prefer to have it done in the same issue, but I'm willing to have it done in a follow-up.
Ideal in the same issue, but okay in a follow-up. I wonder. Oh, that doesn't have anything in. Yeah. But strictly speaking, Could the same microcopy be used? Stored as UTC date and time values example and stored as dates only with no time values example?
I think so.
That should
It would
work.
be calendar date would be singular.
Then 1 second. Uh, let's make it proper. Stored as UTC date and time values. That is okay. Oh no,
Oh, the
no, the
example, of course, would
example.
be simpler because
Yeah,
it's not a range.
simply that way.
Uh-huh.
And stored as date only with no time value. And example.
Uh-huh.
Looks good. Yeah, but that's I think I would consider it in scope because otherwise, if you bring in basically the changes in here and still have that uniform single description on the datetime, is even worse then. Okay. Anything else to note?
No, I think that covers it.
Okay. I
Shall
can
we
quick.
go back to the issue and see if there are any other questions for us?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've responded to that comment. Is there anything below that?
No.
Okay.
Good. Okay. I'll quickly summarize the points. I already have them here in the text editor, so that should be quick.
Okay, thank you.
And yeah, the in regards of dynamic examples, they illustrate better basically the actual effect than having something abstract.
Right.
So basically, but for date and time, it should always be the current date and time of the user. And for the all day, it should be the current day for the user.
Yes. We're starting on the current day.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, one other thing. The issue summary should be updated with before and after examples. So currently the
Mm,
summary just has, I think, the current.
no,
Text.
it's the current, and then here you have the after one. They've included all the three different states.
Oh, okay. Then maybe just, or maybe we can update the issue summary to add headings before and after.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is a good thing. Add headings for before and after in the issue summary. Yeah. To make it more clear, because at the moment it's not necessarily directly apparent that the first is the before and the other three are the after ones.
Right.
Yeah, makes it easier to review.
Right.
Good. Okay, we have 15 minutes left. Should we end earlier or should we basically quickly look at the changes of the menu UI from last week?
Uh, sure, we can look at the changes from the menu UI.
Oh, I have it still. Git checkout, git pull. Uh, is that a new, you are able to read that better than me? Is that a new branch created or?
Um, yeah, it looks like there was a forced update. And so it created a tag uh, for the previous state.
One second, then. Where is the
I, I
issue?
put the issue in the Zoom chat.
Oh, thank you. No, it's still the same. Yeah. Then I've cleared the caches. So let's see. Simply extend menu, menu tree. Okay, yeah, that looks updated.
Right. So when we looked at, oh, well, for the sake of the recording, let's read the issue number.
Oh yeah, issue number is 35993. Is it a 5?
Yes, 3502.
502. My eyes are not good at the moment.
Sorry to hear that. And
Um, okay.
and so when we looked at this last week, um, this entire menu was collapsed because that's the general strategy, only expand one level of the menu at a time. And now, since there is this one parent of all menu items in this particular menu, that's expanded. So that's an improvement.
Okay, and yeah, the tab order is broken. You're only able to tap through the first row, and then as you can see, you go back to the browser window. You're unable to reach anything underneath. And also in here, as you can see, has no focus outline, but it's okay. Oof.
It's odd that it skips the enabled column.
Yeah, and the expanded column as well. Yeah, that's one of the many
Oh,
issues with agents.
I think I know why. Can you open up my site, which just
No,
has
what should I open?
from the meeting chat, open up my Umami
Oh,
site.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the second link.
Yeah.
And if you look at the administration menu here,
Yeah.
um, oh, so the enabled option is not disabled.
No, everything is enabled there.
Right.
Same as here.
Can you toggle that with the
Oh,
mouse?
no.
Okay, well that seems like a bug.
Yeah, but it's the same state like last week. So the table change definitely. I would consider it an improvement to have basically sort of better labeling, but uh, still, it has many issues. Yeah, those are also not clickable. And yeah, I still don't like basically having administration still as the top level, single top level element. That feels still wrong from my perspective. Even
Well, it's
though,
still out of scope.
yeah, but still, to me,
That,
it's confusing as a naive user seeing something and then that is not reflected. Hmm.
yeah, what is the point of having a top level menu item containing everything else with the same name as the menu itself? It's an
Yep.
unnecessary level of nesting, but I
And
think that's the fault of the standard profile, or maybe it's in the menu UI module. I don't know.
okay, technical details, but still not desirable. And also another detail, looking now that we are having, we're switched. Is it a table now? Yeah, it's a table. Um, in regard of table semantics, that drag toggle as well as that caret for expanding and collapsing menu items are both not necessarily under the name column. Should,
So it looks as though the column headers are left aligned in the table. And the table, of course, or under the name column, there's much more than just the name. There's the drag icon and the expand icon. And
yeah, but if you take a look in here,
so now you're switching to the umami, my,
um,
my sample site with just the main branch.
yeah, as you can see here, it's the tracking toggle, the tracking icon is basically focusable. And as soon as a focus is on to that track icon, then you're able to basically navigate. In here with the keyboard commands, I have to look it up again. Oh, where are we now?
You clicked on the link, and
Oh,
so you went to the administration page. You left the menu configuration page.
mm, okay, because if you compare, because that is the one thing that really puzzled me, and I don't consider really intuitive, is if you see here, if you want to move an item or quick reorder, then you have to press the space to make it active in air quotes. While in here, all those navigations are served as soon as that drag toggle is basically in focus. And that could be way more clear to keep that behavior. Because at the moment, you have to know that basically you have to enable something. And now I'm unable to do. Hard to test. And oh, there's another detail. Target size. Yeah, that is surprisingly big enough. But as you can see, the icons look smaller. Those
Yeah, it does.
text.
It does not seem to be the same icon.
Yeah, it's a different icon, it looks like. And they look smaller. That is why I just tested the target size. But the target size itself is okay for them, but for those toggles over here, they are not. Or maybe the target size is even 0, and that is the reason why you are unable to click them. But I would have to check it afterwards.
One thing we asked for is that after you do some rearranging, that it should not take effect immediately. It doesn't happen until you click the save button. Oh, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
see you have that message. Yes.
But at an unusual position and in an unusual size. Because if you go over here, it's across the full width.
All right. Yeah, it looks like it's just lined in the last column. That's an
Yeah.
odd choice. Is it inside the table? Eh,
No, it's to me it looks like inline in yeah.
So it's just right aligned.
It's inline in that save cancel
Okay.
row here. As you can see here, you have that block of save and cancel, and then you have the another div for the menu tree. So the positioning is not the best. But on the Australia and New Zealand Slack channel, Darwanin mentioned that he's not completely finished with all the changes, um, and he will leave a heads up to others there for testing when he's done. So it's not completely finished. It sounded like so. Maybe wait another day or two and then see if there are more changes and then leave a feedback. But that way,
Yeah, and he also posted something in the UX channels Slack, and I've already replied to it. So yeah, I think we want to see it a little closer to being finished before we spend more time on it. But we are at the end of the hour.
okay, yep.
So thank you. Oh, and I will not be able to attend the meeting next week,
Okay.
but
Um,
I'll be back in 2 weeks.
yep. I think I will be there next week and can run the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then have a nice weekend
You too.
and we'll read online. Okay,
Okay.
bye bye.